Joe here from ActionX, and welcome to What's on the Tube, or welcome back, or welcome to our. Okay, it's kind of weird. Like, welcome back to the rookie, but if you're welcoming in for the first, it's kind of weird. It's kind of. Today is a big, important day. We are back, the rookie season number 7. 7, like. I, I just need a moment because it's not that often nowadays that some of my favorite shows or shows that I'm even covering had reached season 7. Like, damn, like, obviously this is still a crucial season. Obviously, I some things we'll talk about in a bit, but mostly, as I think I talked about this during the season 7 predictions video, which feels now forever ago, like 6-7 months. Like, damn, like I had a whole summer, whole fall, whole winter. Well, not whole winter. We're still in the middle of winter right now, but a whole half a year happened. Let's just say that much. And I will say for that, to just recap a bit, that whenever a show hits season 7, that's usually the end of majority of the main series actors' contracts, because normally when you sign on for the first season, there's normally causalities to kind of keep you going at almost the same pay rate till season 7. And we're finally here. They already wrapped season 7 in terms of production wise, and now we're obviously expecting that season 8 renewal. I'm a little concerned because again, it costs money to renew people's contract. I would not be surprised if they decide to extend it for another year just to wrap it up. I don't know 100%. Please do not quote me on that. I have the utmost hope that the rookie can be on par with Grey's Anatomy, where maybe eventually down the road a later conclusion, but like I still believe, especially with this premiere, of how invigorating it is. That again, we're set now in the beginning of season 7, and they still find ways to keep us entertained. They still find ways to keep the story fresh, keep things a little bit on the toes. Obviously, this feels like for me a minor reset point, similar to when we were for 4 and 6 to an extent. Not actually 6, mostly 4, where honestly, a newbie can come in, with the perspective of having obviously our 2 new rookies, which we'll when we get to the actual deep dive for it. I felt like this was really really great, and I definitely feel like the rookie has more gas in the tank. Obviously, again, we're in a very weird time right now with how streaming is, how network television is really graded a little bit. So, and it's obviously again more cheaper to end a show that's long running to avoid paying more money and starting a brand new show where you can keep the cost down for at least 6 to 7 years, even if it is successful. But again, we'll see. We will see how it all goes. I have the utmost faith that hopefully by this time at the end of the review season that we will be talking about a official season 8. But again, we shall see as May. But again, a couple things that we passed on since we last were on the air. There is a sad omission in the cast. Again, we'll talk more about that in the deep dive, but Aaron is no longer with us. He has been removed for logistical reasons, probably cost-saving reasons. I really don't know. Like I said before, it's much more cheaper to get new people in because you only have to pay them a base salary. Compared to when you get to your fourth and eighth seasons, where you definitely have to re-up and like get more money. And sad to say that and also could be story perspective. Obviously we'll never really know. It does suck about it. I did enjoy Aaron as a character, but again, as I noted in my season 5, season 6 reviews, they kind of ran out of steam with the character. I don't think they quite had enough to do. I think where they were leading him in season 6 was definitely a point of like, okay, I could kind of see where things could go now. But sadly, again, I think they just ran out. That's just my personal guesstimation to why they removed them. Again, maybe hopefully down the road they will bring him back, for a cameo or two. Who really knows? The vastness, in the rookie universe is very possible, especially with this episode particularly. And I can't wait to see how it'll go. But back to season 7 proper, I also, one more thing I forgot. Like they were. There's a rumor they might be developing another spinoff in the rookie universe, which I'm happy for that. I don't really am comfortable with the premise because it feels like the same, just on another state, which I understand they do that all the time in these type of procedural like shows. But again, I we'll see what it comes. We'll see. It was just a rumor, nothing confirmed right now. But we will see. We will see how they go. And if it does get picked up, we will obviously review it similar to what we did with Feds a couple years ago now, and we'll see how that goes. But now going into season 7, our premiere. It's been a long time. I think it's been a little bit around 7 months since we wrapped up season 6 back in May. I think it's great. Like I said before, I definitely think they not only kept things fresh, they kept the existing storylines going. This definitely feels like kind of like another pseudo new beginning, while at the same time kind of keeping things going. There were, obviously, I want to say the I don't know what really they call it, but like there definitely was the way of like I could tell they're trying something a little bit different. And maybe it's just me. Again, I just rewatched season 3 a few weeks ago, so it could be the fact that I maybe thinking a little bit too different on it. But they're definitely trying to do things a little bit differently this season. I can definitely sense that, and I'm a little bit. I'm okay with that because sometimes when you have a long running show now I'm happy to call Rookie a long running show that sometimes these minor reset points are necessary to keep the fans engaged as well as to bring in new fans. I just one of my really good friends, she just got into the Rookie during the break. She's now up to date. She's a newbie, and I'm like, I'm great. I'm happy for that. I really am. That we're still attracting new fans each and every month, each and every binge cycle. I'm very happy for that. And the fact that this episode just kind of demonstrates that there's still staying better. There's still room for potential here, and that all in all, I'm very excited to where the story can go this year. I'm very excited to what more we can get out of it. And, the fact that they didn't burst their bubble too much. I was half expecting a lot of things to happen in this premiere, and they didn't. They honestly didn't. They kind of kept it a little bit differently. And, I think I did have a minor critique about it when we were reviewing the season 6 premiere about a year ago by this point, a little bit like 11 months or so. And I think they learned their lesson from that. Definitely now that they have a full 18 episodes to kind of, grow and let the story breathe out a little bit. It's not going to be as long as we were back in 5, but definitely, it's been a while since we got a vast amount of Rookie episodes to really delve into things. And I'm very excited that this episode, not only had to kind of get you back up to speed where our original cast were at, as well as, introducing these 2 new rookies, which for the sense of it, I enjoy them. There definitely is enough engagement factor for me to kind of really dig into things a little bit with them. Definitely we'll see how they progress as we progress through the weeks to come. But at least for now, I definitely think they set us up a little bit for them. They gave us a little appetizer for them. There was a lot going on this episode, so we didn't really get to spend too much time with them. But I think this episode they laid a very light foundation for them that hopefully as we keep building up, that I think there will be something special out of it. But with that all being said, before we get to the Butcher recap, where if you're somehow new, welcome. Normally that's the point where I would basically talk about the entire episode scene by scene in a very butchered manner. So I do apologize. But yeah, there we go. But let's get down to it. It's been a while since we did this. Let's go through the Butcher recap and talk about the season 7 premiere of The Rookie. So we begin with a very cool shot. They did a lot of plane shots this first in the cold open. I will admit that much. We see Nolan back on the scene, back in LA. Well, he was already back in LA, but like fully uniform back in LA. It's been some time. They don't express how long it's been. Nolan's been on a medical leave of absence for his injury to his buttocks, as Juarez pointed out. We don't talk much about that incident, and yeah, they're on the hunt for Oscar and I forgot his name. I apologize. Bailey's ex-husband. They broke out at the end of last season. Now they're on the lam, and they have a lead on them holding in a house of a couple of known felons. Considering the fact they are very dangerous. Well, specifically Oscar. The other guy is like average, but he's like the association with Oscar, so like that kind of elevates the level a little bit for that front. And so as a whole, everyone's here except Lopez for some reason. Everyone's here, ready for this bus, hoping to get these 2 back into prison by lunchtime. Some couple of updates for development is that Gray has been promoted. to lieutenant, which is great. Apparently, his discovery, again, it's not 100% his discovery, but his commandmentship of the whole corruption thing from last season has elevated him to lieutenant status, which is great. It's amazing. Sadly, for some people, they were assuming that he was going to get moved up to another department. No, he's still going to be watch commander. He's just going to have more responsibilities, and hopefully his salary went up. Hopefully, I don't really know. But now his insignia is gone. Now he's got these little metal pieces on his to authorize his new role, and which is great. It's all round of applause to him. It's like, hard work pays off. Great, hard work pays off. Hopefully, someday we'll get you in that commissioner chair. I'm speaking too much of Batman. I'll stop there. So it's a very serious op. They're just trying to get them out. Easy peasy. The 4 individuals we already see in the house are very much, I guess, they're low-level thugs, just with like some heavy artillery. That's about it. They're playing video games in the meanwhile. So it's kind of chill for them. Just a chill Tuesday afternoon, basically speaking. You know what I'm saying? We see them. I want to say, Gray is a little bit hesitant on Nolan coming back. It's his first day back, and his first thing back on the clock is a SWAT op, and Gray's just, a little cause for concern. He's still recovering from his injury. That is this the right move for him to be back here? Nolan's like, if this involves getting these 2 off the street, I'm 100% in on this, and Gray's like, okay. We'll get him moving then. So everyone begins to burst in, but the criminals kind of already get to the gist of it that something's about to happen to them. So they're immediately ready to engage. Everyone's engaging. Gunfire all around. Going to Juarez hunt down one person who's trying to escape, while Chen and Bradford are going in straight forward into the main fire of action. Harper's around there as well. Save the Great, just kind of keeping a distance on the front a little bit. Nolan is starting to show his age. Let's call that. I want to say, it's just his injury kind of, restricting him. I remember I said this comment last year where the actor literally said, yeah, I'm done with stunts. I'm done. I'm at that age of my life where, I ain't going to do any more stunts. Not he'll still do regular stuff, but the big stuff's climbing over a fence is kind of those days are over for him. So he's just they make a joke on that on screen, so I'm like, that's pretty hilarious. Chen and Bradford immediately take care of the big brute, as the other officers take care of the minor criminals. Nolan and Juarez are on foot with the other assailant, but sadly, Juarez gets stopped over, and Nolan decides to use a scooter to get the advantage. Which I'm like, this is what I'm saying. They always find new ways to keep things fresh. They find new ways to keep the entertainment alive. Nolan riding a scooter now was on my bingo card for 2025 so far. Not even was on there. But you know what? Got the job done. Nolan, I'm sensing a little bit of PTSD, a little bit, just kind of a little bit. There was a certain camera shot where he's kind of catching his breath, kind of really kind of taking in the moment. He kind of feels a little bit out of it a little bit. And yeah, so he, but sadly, despite the raid being a success, only having 1 casualty, sadly, they're not there. This is a random dude in a bed, probably jerking off or sleeping. Who the heck knows? But they're not there. So sadly, this was a bust, and they don't have anything to really show from it. We cut to the next day. It's a brand new day over at Mid-Wilshire, which we get to see a brand new addition to the building. It's their, I guess, their in-house pseudo gym. I guess we have seen it in season 2, if I remember correctly, the boxing arena thing. But I guess this was the first time we saw the exterior of it. That's a separate component to the actual station. This also confirms that it's been 10 months since Selena started her stint in the FTO program, meaning that the events of season 5, that entire event, and season 6 takes place in a 10-month window. And obviously people are going to be asking, wait, if we were already past the 6-month mark, why did she get her short sleeves already? Apparently that's up to the TO's discretion if they want to approve of it or not. So apparently Juarez got held over an extra 4 months, and she just finally got the approval to get the short sleeves. So, which again, like I was saying, it's just, it feels so long. We've had 32 episode 30 to 32 episodes with her in the short sleeves. It kind of felt a little long in the tooth on that, so her finally getting out of it is just like, it's a sign of a growth that she is progressing even closer to being an independent P2, which is just a couple months away. But again, Nolan's just like, again, you're still not done. And even her line's like, I'm a veteran of the FTO program, which I'm like, okay, yeah, technically, yeah. Next to, actually, not really, no. Like, she's still like, I think she is the second shortest rookie so far. Aaron, I think, was a season and a half. No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, after that was, Nolan had a full 3 seasons, and Chet and West had only two seasons and a half, basically. So yeah, she is basically up there right now with, like, she's about to kind of reach that same pinnacle along. But if we're talking about episode, that's a whole different mathematic conversation for another day. But they're ready to come in. They're getting 2 new rookies today, which is, this whole timetable format is kind of all off whack. It's like, okay, we had 3 fresh rookies at the same time. Then obviously when Nolan was supposed to end his FTO program, they brought in 2 new rookies. Those washed out. And then obviously Aaron came in at a weird time. It wasn't like kind of on that year mark. They weren't like following a clear calendar schedule there. Then Juarez came in. Now they're just like 2 months early. I really don't know what's going on. I really don't know. But they got 2 newbies joining them today, and Juarez is very happy to be able to kind of chaperone them in their beginnings as she's wrapping up her ending in the program. Then we get to meet them in the locker room. Our new rookies, I believe their names are Penn and Ridley. I don't know how I remember their names already. I'm usually bad at names. Maybe it's just the new year, like my brain's finally unlocked a new section for like rookie name. Who the heck really knows? Who really knows? Get a little bit jive of them. Ridley's a bit more nervous. Penn's a little bit more confident, a little bit more stoic in that regard, but they immediately get their ass chewed by Bradford, which again, already fresh meat. Bradford's got to like chew them out. He did the same with, the first, our original 3. Then we got that for Aaron for a bit. Then not really too much of Juarez. Now it's like, yeah, definitely like he's ready to chew up. They're the veterans. Now it's like, okay, you're the newbie, you're the new fish. And yeah, Bradford's just not impressed by either of them. Not at all. But if you notice the math, because again, just the way how casting works and how things are, that we're kind of down a couple people in terms of like TOs. Obviously, no one's a TO, but he's still with Juarez, and obviously Bradford's still a TO by technicality. Well, he's got TO credentials and the actual want to be a TO, but however, they have 3 rookies and they only have 2 official TOs on staff. So now you're wondering who's going to be the 3rd TO. Enter Chen into Lieutenant Gray's same office, just more paperwork. And Gray decides, because the powers may be of, just we need it, that he's going to temporarily, he's going to promote Lucy in an interim position of being a TO. Which I'm like, so all that work Nolan did between 4 and 5, well, 3, 4, and 5, a little bit, was for nothing. Now, of course, everyone's going to get mad at me. We're like, well, technically Nolan got the golden ticket. He already got a lot of favoritism throughout his very, very, very amazing good luck streak compared to Lucy, which I understand, but it just feels like a happen of circumstance. Even Lucy's like, that's not really what I want to do, but Gray's like, hey, look, this will look good for your resume, and hopefully when a detective spot does open up, this helps you up with your probability, considering the fact that Lopez was a TO, then she got promoted to detective, and then Harper kind of was a TO, then she got back into detective. So kind of like, being a TO kind of could lead to being a detective. So this could be a good path for her to like take. And Lucy's like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And Bradford comes in as well, and they just like immediately like, I get it, Chenford, we gotta let's just address the bull in the room right now. Yes, they're broken up, but it clear as day with this like their next scene where like they're already making a bet between how the new rookies are going to turn out under their tutelage. And like, yeah, they're at least they're both. They both still want each other. It's just in a very stupid place, in my opinion, now. Because, like, obviously Bradford broke up with her to make himself better. But at the same time, they're still with feelings for each other. And it's just the entire thing feels like Bradford really wants to get back together with it. But, like, it's just so weird. It's just like, rule number 1, kids. Communication. You want something, you talk about it. And it's clear as day these two really want to get back into it. But, like, again, like, Lucy's still hurt and Bradford's still Bradford. So take that as what you made there. Juarez introduces herself to the new rookies, introduces them like now she's not alone at the table. Like she's actually got like it's an actual full like desk of rookies, which we haven't seen since like seasons 1 to 3, which are like, oh, that feels like so long ago. It really does. And Nolan welcomes Lucy into the TO table. You know, Lucy's part of the cool kids now. You know, which is cool. And also, like, you know, she used to have Aaron there, but we'll talk a little bit more about Aaron in just a few minutes. And yeah, Greg comes in. There's a couple of changes to the department. Obviously, the whole corruption from last season has definitely left the mark. They have fired 5 cops and transferred some out. They also have the DA's office representative Wesley to come in to be a temporary addition to the team. You know, actually being on site during this transition process to make sure that all the recordings that were found from the case are not revealing any more secrets. That there's no more secondary conspiracy or anything. That's his entire job here, and just to make sure that everything's fine going forward. You know, it won't be a long-term addition, but definitely is just something that will, you know, be case in point. He also took up Tim's old Metro office, which is funny to say the least about that. And obviously, Greg then uses the time here to introduce our new rookies. Ridley being a little bit more nervous, a little bit more like needs a second thought. I like this dude already. And then you have Penn, who's just, you know, cojones. Let's just say he's already like he's got 2 years under his belt technically in the Texas PD department, but he has to get reset here because, you know, LA is different from Texas. So definitely, you know, that's why he has to come here, because he has no choice. And even already Gray's already chewing him out for like extending his period beyond like his, okay, here's what I want from you, say it and sit down. This is going to be fun. This is going to be really fun. He assigns the TO. Lucy will be getting Lucy will be getting Ridley, and Bradford will be getting Penn, which is he wanted the moldable Penn, because the moldable Ridley, because deconstructing a pre-existing cop to the current city format is an even more bigger challenge. Which Bradford, as much as Bradford loves the challenge, he doesn't want the headache anymore. He really, really doesn't. Warbags are all suited up. Nolan and Juarez are the first to leave. There's a brief aside about Aaron. Sadly, he did get transferred to North Hollywood because he wants a fresh start with everyone, which, again, kind of sucks. You know, my opinion is like everyone on the core team would have understood his position, but I guess he really just wants like that fresh pace of air. I guess I really don't know 100% know, really. Again, back to my comments in the beginning in the recap, that it was probably just they didn't have any more story for him, so that, which really, really sucked. They respond to burglary process in a local pharmacy. They get in there. They see the armed robber taking medication. Nolan is clear to have a shot there, but Nolan's starting to second guess himself. I guess the PTSD-like symptoms from when he was abroad is starting to kick in, which gives the robber an opportunity to escape. He escapes through the back way while they're running after him. Sadly, he does shoot someone and takes their vehicle. They have to go respond to the ambulances, where they load up the dude. He's shot through the chest. It's kind of serious. They also decide to pick up their daughter, the husband that got shot, and the wife who's going along with him, to make sure she gets there safely. And I believe from there, Noah gets pulled aside by Gray a little bit about his concern. He does let him know honestly that he felt a bit off, that he felt like he had a cleaner shot with the robber earlier. It was just that he was kind of like thinking like, okay, maybe this is the right moment, maybe it's not. Maybe I'll take a step back over here. But regardless, to say the least, Gray's like, it's fine. We're cops. We do plenty of split-second moments every day. Not everything is going to be perfect. Sadly, you know, all we can do now is just keep working the day, and then, you know, obviously when the internal reviews are body cam theory, we'll come to that point. We'll come to it. So Nolan and Juarez head off to go pick up the girl. Bradford and Chen are kind of getting a little bit of with their retrospective with their new boots. Chen being a more sympathetic person, being, you know, obviously a little stern, but still being understandable, still being, you know, very, you know, like a actual proper teacher, I guess. Bradford was more of a strict instructor than that. And, honestly, listening out to Ridley a little bit, getting to hear him a little bit kind of, you know, makes her different than Bradford, while Bradford is, you know, getting getting a little bit annoyed already at Penn. A little bit. Just it's not quite what's the term? It's not quite easy, but like I could tell like with his facial structure, like yeah, this is not where he was expecting to be with his new boot. Not already his is this his third boot? Second boot, technically speaking, since his first proper boot, hopefully since Chen. So I want to say they split up. Noah and Juarez go pick up the girl, try to like comfort her a little bit, just making sure that your dad is in there. He's in the right hands, being like very neutral about it, like not giving her false hope, but at the same time not be brutally honest, basically speaking. Chen and Ridley managed to locate the vehicle parked outside in an alleyway. They head closer in, and sadly, the robber OD'd himself on his own on the medication he stole. And Ridley's response is immediately throwing up all over the car, which I'm just like, that is just great. That is just wonderful, Ridley. First day on the job. Well, wonderful. Bravo. Meanwhile, while everyone else is converging onto the scene, Bradford and Penn run into a very, very fast car in progress. They try to slow it down, trying to catch up to it, but it's not working. Even Penn makes it aside, like, let me shoot out the tires, and Bradford's is like, no, you don't do that, around Bradford. You don't do that. If I was a cop, I would say, hell yeah, Bradford. Like, no, you don't do that. You don't do that at all. Thankfully, the car does hit another car. Well, not a good thing, but like obviously for the chase to end. And Penn immediately bolts out of the car, immediately runs there, gets the guy cuffed up, and Bradford immediately chews him the hell out, giving him 3 strikes and almost you're out. But like, it's your first day. Technically, nothing really happened, but like Bradford says, like everything was messy. The entire thing was like completely unprofessional to LAPD standards. So and the Penn's just sitting there and just taking it because he's just like, shit, I forgot we're not in Texas anymore. We're back at the hospital. Nolan drops off the kid with Juarez. Nolan's a little bit I think it. No, we're not there. We're not up to that moment just quite yet. Well, actually, we could skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, sadly the husband does die. Sadly. However, Lopez and Harper are not ready to tell her the news yet because they're in the fact they just want to have a nice, clear statement before they tell the news, which I'm like, that's kind of shitty, but at the same time, yeah, it's better to get the statement, before the person's a badgering, crime mess, which again, is still a little bit, it's a little messed up, but at the end of the day, they're just doing their job, sadly. They deal with this every day. They can't really give special privileges to every single person about it. Yeah, so we head back over. They tow the wrecked car. Bradford's going to punish Penn by inspecting it to make entirely sure it is the correct car from the stolen report. However, before they can enter the vehicle, the pound lot, the Geiger counter goes up. Apparently, the car has traces of nuclear radiation on it. Even though there's no nuclear device in there, there was still radiation. It's like at some point it had a nuclear device in it, and it's now just, oh shit, now what do we step into? What other choice? Gray has to call in the main man himself from the FBI. Damn it, I forgot his name. Solaris? Damn, I forgot his name. Damn it, it's the FBI guy from Feds. I forgot his name. Solaris. I wanted 90% think that's his name. I was like, let me remember his name a little bit, and I'm like, damn it, because I remember his actor's name for some reason. But I completely forgot. Garza. There we go. No, that's Solaris. I was thinking about another show. Garza, he's back, and I'm just so happy. I'm really, really because again, I say what you want about Feds, that was still a good show in my eye. It wasn't rookie grade, but it was still good, and I was very sad they never got to see the proper conclusion for that story. And but I'm still grateful they're still bringing in those actors when the opportunity comes about. And Garza, I just love Garza. I really, really do. And the fact, so he fills them in on what's going on. They've been investigating this. There was a stolen nuclear missile or bomb, I forget which one it was, from a port site not earlier in the day, and they've been trying to find it out. They're trying to figure out what's been going on with it, and they weren't trying to raise any awareness by informing LAPD or other law enforcement officials at the moment. They were hoping to keep this in-house, but since sadly they found the car, they got no choice, so they got to team up on this matter right now. That this is the utmost priority. They need to find this nuclear weapon and get it off the street right now. Bradford gets summoned in because he found he's the supervisor that made the discovery, and they're looping him in as well. That we got to find every single possible angle to find out where the heck this nuclear weapon is, and it's all hands on deck right now. Everything's just leading towards that right now. We head back to the hospital. Chen does inform Ridley that the guy OD'd. He's dead already. And Chen again tries to reprimand him a little bit. Like, you can't really do that. Like, again, that crime scene. As much as this was an open and shut case, it could have been anything else that there could have been more crucial evidence in there for them to use, which he does understand. But however, Ridley does give a little bit of his backstory that at some point in his life he had a girlfriend that OD on prom night, and just the image of that still kind of triggers him, all after all this time. So that's why he was kind of feeling, that level of nausea from before. And so that's killer on that one. Nolan and Juarez back on the street. I believe they have a lead on the. Actually, no, not quite yet. We're not quite yet. We're missing one crucial scene. We see all the rookies, our new rookies. Well, 2 new rookies and Juarez together in the same scene. And it's a bit weird, in a good way, where I think it's the Grey's Anatomy effect, where when Grey started out, they had 5 set brand new interns, the original core 5, the OG 5 as they call it. And then recently, a couple years ago, they had a new set of 5, which they haven't done since the original year, because usually it's been okay, well, they have a new batch of interns, but there's usually 2-3 people that are the primary focus. If you get my drift. So here, not having a full set of rookies, a full set of 3 rookies on staff since the original seasons, it's weird. But at the same way, I really hope this scene kind of gives me confidence. This is what I mean by there's still longevity in the show. There's still so much things that they can do here, where even though they're not all at the same level, where Juarez still understands these 2 because they're still kind of in the same position as one another, and they got a good chemistry going so far. They got, it's 3 different personalities, 1 common goal, still unites them all, and I really like that. But before Juarez kind of dips in from her new comrades to her own family, her found family, adjacent found family. The little backstory is that Wesley's still reviewing all of the audio recordings from all the therapy sessions that he's been reviewing for the DA's office, and he found one in particular from another detective that is admitting that he does have at least sexual urges or romantic feelings for Lopez, his wife, and I've never seen Wesley jealous. Never seen Wesley jealous whatsoever, and it's really I haven't seen jealousy that much lately in my TV shows, which I'm it's a little weird. I think finally the industry grew up a little bit, we don't have to, or maybe I just casually just avoid those types of shows. But here is just him just clearly watching them, and Lopez and them are just not off to the wise, and I'm just it's a little childish. I mean, it was my one critique of this episode a little bit, just it feels a little childish. Juarez kind of slaps him out of it a little bit, but Wesley trying to keep his integrity, kind of keep the confidentiality. He says nothing about the specifics, but he does mention that one of the faults of being in his position that he learned certain things that he can't say anywhere else, and he kind of can't talk about it with anyone else. So he's kind of great, I'm stuck in this position right now. But there was another scene I forgot before where Nolan and Juarez, now I remember a little bit clearer, that they got a lead on someone that probably has a connection to the nuclear robbery from earlier in the morning, and they break into the house using a very coy, oh, I need your help. The whole I need help, procedure, which they managed to arrest the 2, but sadly one of them is very cocky, very much not willing to give up his connection, not really trying to spiel in what actually happened. But however, between the power of Grey and Garza, it's just they managed to break him down, which I'm just this is what I'm saying. As much I really hate Fence Got Count. I really, because these are the type of moments, these are the types of scenes that I love so much, where these are 2 friends, 2 respected peers working together, kicking ass. This is what I want. This is exactly what I wanted. Damn you, ABC, for canceling Fence. Damn you. Yeah, so eventually he breaks down. He makes a settlement deal, and he does admit what's the plan going on. He does give them a rough location where it might happen, the time frame where it might happen, which will be within the hour. So everyone's just kind of breaking in, trying to get in there as fast as they can to the scene. I believe it's Chen and Bradford and their rookies responding first to the scene. It's a little bit of a tense scene of trying to disarm the situation quickly, as again, that's a nuclear weapon. They can't shoot it otherwise. So it's a bit, and again, I do love it, the fact, again, the rookie's been growing in popularity that we can have, and they've always done these big moments where, like, it feels a little bit more cinematic, a little bit, it's not pushing that level, but it feels a little bit more grandiose than, like, a simple, like, shootout in the street. They're using the actual LA structure, to their benefit here. I want to say, yeah, so, eventually, even the guy that's carrying the nuclear backpack is very much uncomfortable with this whole thing. He's starting to, like, have second feelings about this. But the primary assailant is just like, no, we got to do this. This is the mission. This is the plan. We got to do this. We got to fulfill whatever agenda they got. I really don't know what's going on here. I really don't know. Nolan and Juarez joined on the situation as well. Tense scene going on. Eventually, the backpack guy kind of turns on the assailant, but his assailant is holding him at point blank, just like, I'll do it. It doesn't matter. I'm getting this done today. And Nolan having, again, I'm pretty sure most of these characters are far side, because like, these are obvious moments where, like, this guy's is not paying attention to the officer that has a clear shot for him. And I was just scared for a moment because, again, Nolan had the second guessment of himself earlier. He's having that repetition again. But he manages to get the clean shot this time, takes him out, and thankfully there's no nuclear detonation today. Thankfully not. Where do we go from here? Yeah, so the day is saved. They get the nuclear weapon back. All is well. Also, Garza and Gray were just in the helicopter the whole time. Like, I just want to go. If they can find a way to spin these two off in their own show, I would graciously love it. It's like, this is the badass moment between it. Just like, they're both in a helicopter. I'm just like, that's just so freaking cool. It's like, that's just so cool. Even if it's just like, they don't even contribute much to the scene. I'm just like, it's just a cool shot. I'm just like, I love it. I really, really do. But finally, after all that, it's end of day. It's finally ready to close off shot, have everyone go home. The first rookie's TA is now over. And yeah, Bradford still choosing them out a little bit. He's like, okay, y'all didn't wash out on your first day, but you're all on very thin ice right now. Very thin ice. So, yeah. So, just keep that in mind. Keep that very much in mind as you start day 2 up tomorrow. Garza and Gray have a scene together. Not like that, but about just how things are right now. Gray, again, having like that peer like respectmanship for Garza, that like he's just letting him know that, yeah, as much as he's happy being lieutenant now, that the fact that it came out of kind of like a dirty cause, where like, as much as he wasn't a dirty cop, like getting this position, he definitely earned it, but the fact that it took a whole corruption scandal to get him that promotion, it kind of a little nasty a little bit. But Garza's like, hey, look, however you got into this position, it doesn't matter really, 100%. Now you're here, now you can cause the real change. And that's what's more important right now. And honestly, again, it's great respectmanship for both of them. Jen's on her way out, and Bradford just loves Sick Puppy. It's how far we gone in 6 full seasons. Just like, this is not the Bradford we would have seen back in season 1. Definitely not. We're like, he's just waiting for Chen. He's just like, he knows he likes Chen. He still loves her. And the fact he's just waiting for her and just like still joshing around the whole rookie bed. And this is clear. They have doomy eyes. And I'm just like, we're going to get that scene at some point in this first half. I know they can't hold themselves back at any point. They really can. And I can't wait for that to occur. I really can. And then I believe we ended up with just a simple scene. Nolan's heading back home. I forgot to mention Bailey's been AWOL this entire episode. Considering how close season 6 filming and season 7's filming were, the actress was real life pregnant. So they kind of used this excuse of like, she went to go back with the National Guard for a brief retreat, as well as a good opportunity for her to get away from the current situation with her ex. So that was all perfect. So Nolan was kind of going home alone. He calls her up, trying to get like that last, a little bit of support, a little bit of end of day, like, good job. And Nolan just tries to give himself a good job approach, which I'm like, that's kind of awkward. That really, really is. But that was it for the premiere episode of The Rookie, season 7. Again, I thought this episode was really, really great. I still hold much sentiment the fact that we are still in a great position with the quality. I definitely believe we are still very much ways to go more with the rookie as a series, and this episode definitely proved it. That the fact that we have introduced 2 new rookies and that everything feels a little bit more different, but it feels the same, and that's a great sign because that means they're keeping things fresh. They're keeping things still on our toes, and they're still very much. We're not done. We're really not done here, and I'm very happy to see where things can go, especially with our new rookies. Especially with the ongoing, Oscar, Bailey's X crisis going on. They're still on the land. Chenford, obviously, we can't stop with that, and just however else things may go. I'm very excited of it. This was definitely a very nice, palate refresher for us to see where things could go from here. And I'm very excited for season 7. I'm very excited. We still have 17 beautiful episodes to come throughout the next 5 months to enjoy. I can't wait to get into it. I can't wait to be here again, for another 5 months with y'all. I love y'all so much. I love the Rookie Nation also so much. I am with almost gratitude for just how much the support we've been doing for the last 5 review seasons. Now entering our 6. Just can't wait to see where things will go right here. So in all, I thought this was a really great start to hopefully another great season for the show, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. With that being said, I'm giving this episode 2 thumbs up. Let me know down below, what did you think of the premiere episode of Season 7 of The Rookie? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. I would love to have a conversation with you about it. But that's going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's Two from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the 7th season of The Rookie. If you want to know what we're doing normally, what's to do besides our rookie episode reviews. Right now, everything else is on hiatus. We're not quite there yet. We usually are also reviewing Madlock, which comes back out at the end of the month. But until then, now we are just reviewing The Rookie. We will be back next week, Tuesday, with another brand new episode review for you to enjoy. So stay tuned until then. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe out there. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Like, favorite, share if you want to. Ring that bell and follow us on social media for more updates on our next upcoming videos. But until then, please, once again, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And as always, peace out.